Hello everybody and happy Good Friday. Now, with the weather being so interesting over the last few days, I'm a bit late doing my month ahead forecast, so I thought I'd take the opportunity on Good Friday to do the month ahead forecast for you. Now, before I get on with the month ahead forecast, I want to have a look back at the month that's just gone and see how well the model did for March. Now, this was the pressure anomaly at 700 millibars. That the CFS model, and CFS, remember, is the long-range computer model that they use in the United States. It's the United States Meteorological Agency, NOAA. It's their long-range model, and CFS was predicting this anomaly here for March, and it was very much going for area of high pressure, continuing area of high pressure to stretch across the Atlantic ridge, feeding in from the eastern seaboard of the United States across the Atlantic and into the British Isles and Western Russia. So it was going for a drier than average month, and I think very much say that verified. The drought did go on well into March, and it was a very, very dry month across many parts of the country. It's also a very warm month as well, and you probably don't get that from this pressure anomaly here, but this would actually have been forecasting quite a warm month, really, because with Atlantic high pressure ridging in March, when the sun is getting stronger and this westerly flow would be certainly would be indicating a mild scenario, but perhaps not quite as mild as verified. It was one of the mildest Marches on record. But anyway, the model was going for a drier than average month. It was going for a warmer than average month, and it was going for a big positive anomaly there across the Atlantic. And I think we can say really that all three of these are verified. Now, this is the last time I'm going to be using this particular version of the CFS model. This version of CFS is being discontinued actually in June. We won't be using it again for these videos. I'm still linking to it on my links page. If you go to the links tab at the bottom of the home page here, and if you click on the links tab, it'll take to the links page, you'll see the link for the CFS model. It'll say next to the link that it's being discontinued in June. I'll carry on linking to it until June, until it's discontinued, but for these videos we're going to go on and use the second version 2 of the CFS model. So let's have a look at what the CFS version 2 is forecasting for the month of April. And here we go. This is the anomaly that we had for the month of April across the entire globe, and we can see that CFS version 2 is predicting that we're going to have a big negative anomaly here across the bulk of the continent through the course of April. This is at 700 millibars, so it's exactly the same as what we saw on the CFS version 1, really. It's looking at the anomalies at 700 millibars, the pressure, or the height anomalies, and these height anomalies then transfer into where the areas of high and low pressure are. So where we've got these positive anomalies, the above average heights here, this is where you'd expect to see high pressure, and where we've got the below average heights as indicated by the blue colours, that's where we'd expect to see low pressure. So yes, we do see that the CFS model, CFS version 2, I'll keep calling it version 2 up until June, and then it'll just be plain old CFS. The CFS version 2 is going for a big negative anomaly here across the bulk of the European continent and the British Isles is included. We've got the ridge here in the Atlantic going up towards Greenland, so that's where the blocking high is going to be, moving up in the mid-Atlantic and through into Greenland. We across the bulk of the continent are going to be under this trough, so that means that we can be expecting above average rainfall across many parts of not just the continent, but Britain and the bulk of the continental landmass can expect above average rainfall. And I think with this trough here across the bulk of the continent, the blocking out to the west, we are probably looking at below average temperatures with this as well, or certainly near normal temperatures, or certainly not particularly above average, let's put it that way. So yes, the CFS model, CFS version 2, is going for a trough this month across the bulk of the continent, British Isles included, and it's going for a ridge in the Atlantic. So putting it all together, probably below average pressure, above average rainfall, and near normal or below average temperatures for the month of April. And certainly this is getting off to a very good start, you have to say that, for the start of April. In the British Isles it has been quite wet and cold, so we'll see how that does over the next few months. Quickly looking ahead to May, this is the anomaly that at 700 millibars CFS version 2 is predicting for the month of May. And well, compare it with April. Look how deep the colours are across the world in April. It's definitely got a good handle on what's going to happen with the troughs and the ridges. But as we go ahead into May, well, there's so much white there that it really is very difficult to take this seriously, because it's not really picking up a signal at all anywhere in the northern hemisphere. Really, a weak signal there for above average heights, perhaps around the British Isles and Scandinavia, and perhaps a better signal for above average heights here across the extreme east of Siberia and down into Japan. But really, you have to say with this, but the signal is very weak across the bulk of the world, really, there for May. It hasn't got a good handle on the northern hemisphere pressure distribution there, from what we can see. So I think we're best to leave May alone. I wouldn't be at all confident on what's going to be happening with that. But certainly going back to April, the signal is good and the signal is strong that we are going to be seeing below average heights across the bulk of the British Isles and the bulk of the continental landmass as well. So that indicates we're going to be having a good deal of troughing across the bulk of the British Isles and the continent through the course of April. So consequently, it's likely to have above average rainfall across many parts of the landmass. And also, we're probably going to see near normal or below average temperatures. So it'll be interesting to come back in a month's time and see how this is done. Remember, I don't particularly hold much truck with long-range forecasting, certainly not from computer models. I think it's extremely experimental, and I'm not particularly confident in this. This is just really a talking point. It's just for fun, and come back in a month's time and see what's happened. So it's food for thought, but nothing more than that. That's it for now. Have a good Friday. Bye bye for now.